welcome back to my channel. Thank you for visiting this channel and clicking this video. If this is your first time to be in my channel, we are providing educational contents, tutorials, learning tips, and inspirational and motivational videos. So if you don't want to miss those contents, subscribe and hit the notification icon for more videos and uploads. This time we'll talk about on how to overcome your fear and anxiety in speaking English. We also provide tips on how to improve your English speaking skills. So finish the entire video. But before we start, let's have a bit of disclaimer. I know that I'm not an expert. I am not the best person when it comes to speaking English. I'm not an English major teacher. I think there are so many individuals out there who I think also is much better than me. And just like you, I am also learning. I also submit myself to a room for improvement. That's why we should not stop learning. I also commit mistakes in speaking the language. I also experience mispronouncing some words because we are not a native speaker of the English language. I just want to share my experience on how I conquer my fear in speaking English when I was just a student like you. Just a little bit of background of myself. I'm an educator for 11 years already, teaching social sciences and professional education subjects in college. At the same time, I'm currently a private school principal for 4 years already and counting. So this is why speaking the language has been part of my daily routine in dealing various individuals in the field of managing, teaching, and learning. What we want our learner to develop is for them to become a good, if not an excellent public speaker in the near future. Let's start with our first tip, the listening game. So listen, listen, and listen. If you listen a lot of English conversation, like watching English movies, podcasts, TV series, you may develop that skills of speaking the language. This is your first weapon to conquer your fear, the fear of the language. Others are thinking that learning the language is that of like a walk in the park. I believe, I believe it is not. It undergoes painful process. That basic foundation to learn and speak the language, aside from writing and reading, is listening. So you need to expose yourself to language so that you will know the right and the appropriate way of the pronunciation of the different words. I think the common anxiety of every Filipino when it comes to speaking English is we are conscious of the way we pronounce the words. When you are in other countries, they are not that particular when it comes to the pronunciation. So you listen your fear. However, if you really want to learn the right pronunciation, listening is the best tool to that. If you are unsure of the word, you can use the Mariam Dictionary application using the technology. Therefore, there is a need for us to exert effort for the learning process. So when you want to learn in English, you need to start listening English. You also need to start thinking of English. Listen as much as possible and familiarize the sounds. So that's our first tip, listening. Our second tip, write, write, and write. Writing would really help you. Why? Because why we have experienced some difficulties in using the language. That is because we don't think in full sentence because we are not used into writing English. For you to be good in speaking English, you need to think in English and write in English. Start writing in English. You can have other people who are your good friends, who are also considered as good in writing, good in English communication, like your teachers, your friends, who are there ready to help you, like checking your grammar. So that's our second tip. Again, the second tip is write, write, and write. Our third tip is imitate. Imitate and imitate. How did we know how to learn? That's a question. So, like, how did we know or how did we learn how to cook, how to ride a bicycle, No, how to make your dalgona coffee. No, you are imitating, like you are watching videos in YouTube, then you imitate. So another thing, why we can easily remember and speak some Korean words. Have you observed that one? We easily recall and we can easily copy some Korean words like annyeonghaseyo. That is because we are imitating some of the lines of the Korean drama we watch. And why we can't do that in English? That is because we are shy to do that when we use statement or a line of an English movie. So that is why you need to try to imitate some of the English movie lines, like idiomatic expressions, and use it as part of your conversational English. Our fourth tip, practice, practice, and practice. We have some technology that could help us to practice in speaking the language, such as speech to text application in your mobile phone. So if you try to look at your mobile phone, a simple Android phone, there is an available application for speech to text application. No? So what is this an application? This will really help you. No? By this, you will know if the way you pronounce the word are correct. Make a daily routine by using the language and use the language constantly. I know it is so difficult to learn the language, but we need to exert effort. Again, to sum up, we are done already with our fourth tip. So again, for us to learn and conquer the fear and anxiety in speaking the language, speaking English, we need to listen, write, imitate, and practice. Again, I repeat, listen, write, imitate, and practice. So that's all for this episode. I hope you learned from our learning tips. See you on our next session. You can like this video, share this one to your fellow students, your fellow friends, comment below for your suggestions, and don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the notification bell for more updates. So that's all. Keep safe, everyone. God bless, and see you